The views and opinions expressed on this show are solely that of the comedians featured on this program and does not necessarily reflect the views of KTVU Channel 2 or parent company Fox. The show is uncensored, and you may hear topics and language meant for a mature audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
How's it going, everybody? And welcome to Like It or Not Late Night. My name is Jason Toops. I am your host. We have three comedians standing by. We're going to be getting into all sorts of fun topics, such as speed cameras in San Francisco. Crocs, are they a fashion choice? And is Don Jr.'s ex really dating Tiger Woods? And so much more. Like It or Not Late Night starts right now. All right, well, we got three awesome comedians. I want you to introduce you. First, I'm a really big fan of her. She performs all over the state. I want you to put a nice little welcome. Ashley Monique. Ashley, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Jason?
I am fantastic. Also joining us, you can see him online, also in person, but he's also one of the greatest comedians I've ever seen. Terry Dorsey, how are you?
Oh, hey, what up, Jason? Good to see everybody as well.
Yeah, good to see you too. And then finally, she's one of the rising stars in Bay Area comedy, but she's one of the funniest people I've ever met. Rhoda Gravador, Rhoda!
Hi, y'all.
All right, well, let's kick things off with our very first topic. It's been kind of dominating the news cycle a little bit. San Francisco last week introduced speed cameras. They're issuing tickets, but the funny thing about these tickets is the fact that they're going to be tiered. So each, mile per hour that you're over, you get a different fine. But one of the really interesting things about it is the fact that if you're low income, you only have to pay half the amount fined of you, which is really interesting. Ashley, let's start it with you. Do you like these speed cameras? Like it or not, speed cameras? What are your thoughts?
I do not like the speed cameras. No, there's an art to a police officer watching and deciding to let the little fish go so you can catch the big fish later, and there's an agreement, there's an understanding. It's ruining our culture, I think.
Terry, you're a car guy like I am. What about this idea that you pay half the fine based on if you're low income or not? Do you like that idea? Do you think it should
Only if you're high income, you pay twice as much.
Okay. All right. That makes a little sense.
Above the poverty line, if you're like 50,000 over the poverty line, twice the fine. And yeah, if you're 50,000 below, maybe you pay half the fine. So as long as it goes up and down, I'm cool with that.
Rhoda, what do you think?
Well, I was looking at the map where these speed cameras are, and they're in almost every other neighborhood except for the outer Sunset, only has one camera, which I thought was very interesting. But I think it's because they have all those crazy speed bumps, or just like, oh, why did I go down this street? But I do like Terry's idea of, well, if they make more money, they should pay double, as opposed to this half thing for lower income.
Ashley, why don't you weigh in here?
I think it's a good thing. Poor people are the only people who are going to care about the fines. Rich people just see fines as the cost of a crime, so it doesn't matter to them.
Exactly.
See, what I want them to do is I want them to go after the cyclists that are busting over the speed limit. Because I'm sorry, there's way too many electric bikes in San Francisco that are just going 40, 50 miles an hour. I've seen them, and they go, no one's checking them. So I'm saying, let's base the fines out a little bit equally. Also, why don't we just do fines based on the kind of car you drive? How about that? Right now, I don't know, maybe a double fine for Teslas. Throwing that out there. Maybe if you drive a Mustang, maybe a double fine. If you drive a Prius, triple fine. Why not?
One time, a Muni bus was going faster than me, and I got a speeding ticket. It's like, excuse me? I was pissed.
Oh, those Muni drivers think they're in the movie Speed sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. No, it's absolutely nuts. I'm with all you guys, I mean, I'm okay with the idea, but all really this is they're just trying to generate revenue because they've mismanaged the budget on everything else. I don't know. I mean, they try to argue pedestrian safety, but most pedestrians I know in San Francisco, they're they're getting out there and they're getting around there. So
I don't know about that, Jason. See, that's the thing.
Sure.
Now, we also need cameras at these crosswalks, and there needs to be a minimum speed limit for you to cross the street and stop traffic. I'm so tired of seeing these pedestrians take their damn time walking across the street, checking their phone, like, get out of the street. So if we want to talk about pedestrian safety, let's put some cameras up there, hustle across the street, and maybe not get hit by the 3-ton vehicle. There's some hustle, man. Like, I'm from Chicago. If we see you walking slow across the sidewalk, we hit the gas. You know what I mean? That's what we do. I do that here. I go to jail. You know, when I first moved here, I saw a whole bus stop because I crossed in the middle of the street, and I was like, I was blown away. I've never seen it, because anywhere else in the country, they're blowing the horn. It's like, get out of the way. So that's what I wanted. We got cameras. Let's get these cyclists, like you said, and these pedestrians that walk halfway across the street, turn around and go back the other way. That should be a ticket too.
all right, let's bring up the next subject. I just saw something on the internet really crazy. Robots, Boston Dynamics. I don't know if you've ever seen this company, but these robots now, they can walk, they can run, they can break dance. Now they also got a dog that, you know, it's absolutely crazy. I gotta throw this out. Ashley, like it or not, robots. Are you down with this? I mean, basically being humans.
I've read too many science fiction books telling us not to do this to support robots. There's so many books that are like, hey, we shouldn't make robots. And everyone's like, you know what? Let's make some robots. I am very, very against that. Unless, well, you know, maybe it'll solve the male loneliness epidemic. Maybe that's what they need, is some robots to keep them company.
Terry, what are you thought? What's your thoughts? You like this idea about like robots, building robots? Like it or not, robots. What
like the
thoughts?
nerd in me loves that we're here. The nerd in me is like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is the things we like Ashley was saying, we saw in movies, and like, you know, iRobot and Terminator and things of that nature. When you lean more towards iRobot than Terminator, and see how they could be helpful for like elderly people. I mean, imagine having a robot being able to like walk your kid home from school to make sure your kid got home safe. Make something that doesn't seem like, if I get into a fight with it, I have to actually fight with it. If they made something basic, not even the dog robot. Those are the worst. Those are the ones that scare me the absolute worst of the dog robot. But give me a box, give me something like on the Jetsons. Give me the maid that's shaped like a refrigerator that moves really slow. I don't need to see my robots doing backflips. As a matter of fact, I don't want a robot that's in better shape than I am, and I'm in terrible shape. So I don't want my robot to be able to literally outwork me, but robots that can help with tasks, absolutely. I think that's cool. So there needs to be some type of commission that says, while it's great that we can make these bipedal robots, what are we really making them for? It's been proven they're not as efficient. It's too much power and time spent trying to make them stand upright and do all that. Give it 4 legs, make it big as a dishwasher, and make it move slow. And then I'm cool with it. But no, I don't think we should be moving towards the Terminator style robot yet.
Roto, what about you? Weigh in here.
Well, I see both sides. First of all, I don't have any kids. So I'm really hoping these robots, you know, are affordable enough for me in 30 years. So I have someone to take care of me. You know what I'm saying? That's a definite plus. The minus is those robots, they can break dance. Okay. So they can easily replace the Jabberwockies with 10 of these robots.
Exactly.
You're going to have hella Filipino dudes out of a job. So I'm a little bit like, you know.
I'm over with Terry. I think they just need to go to a different design. I say make them all look like snowmen, you know, just big, round.
See? Great
really
idea.
Inviting, you know, and like, let's actually, I'm a little different. I say we start with the pet, you know, we start with the dog, we start with the cat. Because if I walked into a house and I finally walked into a house where I was greeted by a happy, friendly cat or a happy, friendly dog, I'd be actually like kind of warming up to robots, because all my friends have pets that are so I'm just hoping maybe, you know, one greets me in a nice way for once. I am a little worried, a little concerned that they're going to start taking some jobs. I don't know if I trust a robot security guard to like know who's right and who's wrong at a point in time.
Are you being prejudiced towards the robot community right now?
Yeah, I'm being prejudiced to the robot community. Those fucking megabyte mother. I'm sorry. No, just stop. I want a
We're
real
worried
human
about the
being.
wrong group of people. It's the robots that are going to be taking all of our jobs.
Oh, 100%. This show will be replaced with AI in a year. That's it. So,
if they made a robot that looked like Bender, that drank beer with you and it made jokes and all that, like a companion robot. It's like I said, especially for elderly people and even, maybe in a security fashion, but they don't have the mobility to grab you. Like that's the most terrifying part. They're giving them thumbs.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They're giving them ambidextrous arms where they can just turn around in one space. There is no right or left. We're setting ourselves up to be killed by the robots if we're not careful.
They're designing them to make them to be lovers at some point. I mean, they already have sex
robots
dolls.
exist.
It's only going to be a matter of time before there's the sex robot.
I was looking at Rhonda camera. She got one of them robots in the room right now. I saw one. They've already been using those robots, bro.
Oh man, I can't picture myself. Ashley, could you ever date a robot? If you were able to design the perfect robot, could you ever find yourself?
Remember, you're under oath, Ashley.
Well, I don't know. I mean, some of my exes are pretty robotic, but I have faith in myself. I gotta like that. I could pull a human. I could pull a human whenever I want.
Now, wait a minute. Now, what if it was an Idris Elba body double robot that only did what you wanted it to do? That could mean
it paid the bills,
whatever.
It always opened up your door. It always complimented you, send you to that morning greet at the.
And it could jumpstart your car if your battery goes down. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right. You guys are swaying me a little bit. That's
Because I would take a little Kim Kardashian robot running around the house. I would take that. That'd be dope. That'd be the best way to date Kim Kardashian.
Oh, you can turn her off and on.
Turn her off whenever she starts getting annoying and dumb. I don't want to hear about Kanye no more. Just turn it off.
Rhoda, how about you? Would you date a robot?
I found out that those robots are 5'8", which is a little creepy for me because I'm barely 5 feet tall. So I don't know. I would feel like they were trying to take over me, which we find in certain scenarios, but not like on a daily basis.
All right, let's keep it moving. One thing that growing up here in the Bay Area and just kind of seeing times as it evolves is verbiage, and how you conduct yourself and terminology and things like that. And one of the real big debates that I've always had with my friends, and I've seen it in the news and media, social media, is like the term homeless, right? It's not homeless, it's unhoused. What do you guys think of like this kind of gatekeeping when it comes to terminology, especially us being stand-up comedians? We should kind of have some freedom there. Terry, let's start with you. Do you like this idea of gatekeeping, like it or not, these terminologies back and forth?
No, man, I'm sick of it. Like, I don't even know what nationality I am because they've changed what I am so many times in the last 100 years. First, we were words we can't say on this show. Then we were colored. Then we were black. Then we're African American. It's like, just who? This is my issue. I don't believe homeless people came up with the term unhoused. I think it was a person in a house that said, let's not call them homeless, let's call them unhoused. Therein lies the issue. It's the same thing with little people and, of course, the M word, because I already got in trouble this year for saying that one. But
I can still bleep you. It's good.
I don't think that these people are coming up with these terminologies, and therein lies the issue. I don't really think this is an issue for homeless people or unhoused people. I don't think they care how we categorize them or how we name them, and therein lies the issue. If that was a thing where it was a bunch of homeless people picketing outside of, City Hall, like, we're not homeless, we're unhoused, then I would respect it. But I know this is just somebody way too privileged, probably with a house way too big, that came up with this terminology. That's why I don't like it.
Ashley, your thoughts?
Those are all really good points by Terry. I don't think that unhoused or homeless people care, between the two. And this is kind of what always happens with language, is like the goalposts move, like homeless is considered offensive now, and soon unhoused will be considered offensive in something else, like Like the R word used to be politically correct, and now you can't say it, and it just keeps going, and the language is not the issue. It's the lack of housing that's the issue. It makes people feel like they're doing something about the problem and they're not.
Rhoda, do you agree with that?
I'm Gen X. Is homeless.
Yeah.
End of story.
No, I'm with all you guys. You know, I mean, I think homeless people would rather just care about a roof over their head, you know, and it not be a tent versus what you're gonna call them. I hate language policing. I think it's gotten way too out of control. And you know, everybody made some really good points here. It's just the fact that you know it does feel like this sense of like renaming it is like this rebrand. But is it really solving the problem? No, it's not. It's just kicking the can down the road. And you know, and like what I've always found funny is like, you know, some words have not gone away that have always been kind of used, you know, like fat then became obese. You know, when I was a kid they called me husky. I'm like, no, I'm a fat kid, you know.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, husky was a thing, man. I remember that.
Yeah, right.
I'm
You
still
know,
husky, actually.
yeah.
I'm an adult husky. I wish they had an adult husky section like we had when we were children, where you can go in there and everything fits you perfectly. Remember that? It was good old that. Well, you've lost a lot more weight than I have. But I mean, the husky section was it, man. When I found out they had a section for chunky kids, that made chunky kids feel like they had a place. You know?
100%.
And then they took it away from us. Now we're back to being fat kids. I don't like it.
My issue with fat people though is the fact that if they get famous and they're like, you know, like Lizzo right now, for example, she got fat shamed into losing weight, and now she is discrediting her whole entire past of being obese.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem I have with big people is like when they lose weight and they slim down. And I've gained and I've lost 100 pounds. And even over the same times when I was skinny or I was big, I was still empathetic. I still had an opinion on fast food that was positive and negative. Right now, it's just really funny how it's just like, oh no, I'm not about that anymore. This is not who I am. And it's just like,
oh, Jason,
it still is.
You'll love this, Jason. When I was in LA, they told me I can't do fat jokes because I'm not fat enough. I've been fat my whole life, man. And how are they going to tell me I don't have a six pack? I think anybody without a six pack can do fat jokes, but apparently you can't.
Next subject. I don't know about you, but I mean, I see people wearing them. Crocs. I'm not a Croc person, but like it or not, do you like Crocs? Are they a good fashion choice? Terry, like it or not, Crocs?
Nah.
No.
I will never, ever, ever accept Crocs. I cannot believe how many people have accepted Crocs. Crocs made it all the way into the Deadpool movie. It's such a big part of society. They just came out with a Croc drop recently. I know you're a sneakerhead, so you probably saw it. It was a huge, I forgot who the collab was. Oh, it was Supreme.
Yeah.
Supreme did a Croc crossover shoe, and they were saying that it was better for Supreme than it was for Croc because Supreme has been falling off and Croc is now the go-to like label. And I will never, I've never put a pair on. I have heard they're very comfortable. And there's a lot of things that are very comfortable. That doesn't mean that we have to make them a fashion statement. They can be house shoes. They can be run to the store shoes, whatever. But as far as I'm stepping out to the club in a fresh pair of Crocs, never. And I stand behind it. I don't care if they redesign the whole shoe. They've ruined it enough. It's just like Priuses. The new Prius is amazing, but that original Prius was so bad, no one will ever accept Prius as a cool car. Same thing for Crocs.
Ashley, your thoughts? Are you rocking Crocs? Do you have any Crocs?
I don't personally have any Crocs, but I am very pro Crocs. When they first came out, they were so ugly that it was like a joke. Like we couldn't believe there was even a shoe that looked like this. And then people started kind of like wearing them ironically, and then it kind of became cool. Like it was like it's funny. Like when someone's self-aware that they're wearing something so ridiculous, it kind of becomes cool again. I'm pro Crocs.
So shocked.
And they're comfy. They're comfy.
Rhoda, what about you? Are you rocking the Croc?
Okay, now I don't rock the Crocs. However, one of my really good friends rocks them all the time. and I saw an article. You might have to look this up, Jason, to get a visual.
Okay.
But it's Crocs shaped in a cowboy boot.
Okay.
I mean, and they're fabulous. I might consider wearing them, but I sent them to her, the link to her, and she pre-ordered it because it didn't come out yet when the article was out, and she loves them. So anyway, look those up. Maybe Terry, you might change your mind, but they're pretty sick.
Never. Let me explain to you why. I'm sick of Croc culture. I'm sick of what are the little things that everybody puts on their Crocs. What do they call them?
Gibbets.
Charms.
Yeah,
right?
the little charm, but there's a name for them in the Croc community.
Aren't they called
Hate those
giblets?
too. I saw
Giblets?
lights. I saw
Giblets?
lights. Huh?
Aren't they called
Giblets?
is it giblets or gibbets or
Gibbets. There it
Gibbets.
is. Man, all of it, the terminology is terrible. Gibbets. Then I can see lights for your Crocs. I've seen snow plows. They're doing everything. You can put as much lipstick on this shoe as you want to. It's still a Croc, okay? It's a Croc and it's a crap. That's what it should have been. The craps. That's what they are. That's a crap shoe, and it's. We have so many other alternatives. We have slides. I mean, we have Yeezy Pods, which are also terrible. We got so many other alternatives to comfortable shoes. You know what else we could do? Walk around barefoot before I put on some Crocs. And I wear a size 13, so it's different for me. Like maybe on Rhoda's little feet, they'll look cute on your little feet. You know, same thing for Ashley. You see a size 13, it's almost the head of a crocodile on both feet. I can't allow it in the community. We need to put a stop to Crocs.
I'm with you, Terry, because first of all, if somebody spots me in Crocs, they should know I've given up. It's over for me. I have decided, hey, I'm so obese, I can't even tie my shoe anymore. It's true. I mean, if you ever want to spot a person with bad flexibility, all their shoelaces are tied to one side of their foot. It's because they can't even reach in the middle. It's just, that's the way it is. So if you see me in Crocs, I've officially given up. That's it. And my problem with Crocs isn't so much, hey, they're comfortable, they're awesome, and hey, if you rock Crocs, more power to you. But for me, I grew up with that dad that wore Birkenstocks with socks, and we went to Disneyland one year, and I got childhood trauma. I need to work out from that. And I'm just afraid that I'm just going to just pass on generational trauma if I decide to wear those shoes. So yeah, no Crocs for me.
Hey, Jason, how do you feel about sport mode in Crocs?
No,
not
with
like terminology.
The only time maybe Crocs it might be acceptable is maybe if you're like in this like I'm in the water out of the water moment, like if it was flooding,
wear them to the beach
or something like that. But like if FEMA was like, hey, listen, your area is flooded, you want some Crocs, I'll take them. But outside of that, no, I'm good. I feel the same way. This is my same thought with like the UGG fashion thing like a decade ago. Everyone was wearing the Uggs. I was like, no, not. I can't do it. So there you go.
I did have a pair of house shoes though. They were amazing.
Ladies, did you have any Uggs?
Great. I never bought into the male Ugg, but I did have the house shoes. Furry. Oh man, it was so warm. Like it gets a little cold in the bay, so they were a perfect house shoe. But yeah, wearing those outside is ridiculous.
I think a little bit too young for Uggs because Ugg was like the thought shoe. And I was, I was a kid, but I do wear socks with Birkenstocks now. That's fashionable. That's fashionable now. It looks good. I'm telling you. You haven't seen me do it. You feel like I do it,
Ashley, because
You only can wear them if you have funny socks on. If you're just rocking, if you're only just rocking like the dark gray or the athletic white knee high, or mid ankle, then that's just a cry for help. But if you're wearing ironically funny socks, okay, I might be able to meet you there.
Or like a cute sock, like a decorative, like a colorful sock that you're trying to showcase stock. I'll do that.
Okay.
Really? Because I remember it was a time where if you had on slides and you had on socks, the internet shamed you for years. Nike slides, Adidas slides. If you had on socks with slides, people were like, what? It's a sandal. What's wrong with you? But now Birkenstocks, it's all good. All right,
Ashley, the next special you tape, I really hope see you in Birkenstocks. That's all I'm saying.
No.
It's coming.
Yes. Boots, baby.
So let's keep it going. Like it or not, the movie theater industry, it's ups and downs. Right now, it's in its down phase. You know, people are not going out to the movie theaters as much. You know, Rhoda, let's start out with you. Like it or not, movie theaters, you still like going?
I do like going, but mostly because it's like a cheat day for me, so I can have like popcorn and nachos. It's like if I were to go to a ball game, I'm not really into baseball, but I can get down with the nachos. So it's really about eating the junk food. And it's terrible, but and it also depends on the movie too. I mean, if and it depends if I'm lazy. So, and I'm mostly lazy.
Gotcha. Terry, what about you? You still like going to the movie theaters? Like it or not?
I do still like going to the movies. It is something fun, like, well, for big blockbuster movies. Certain things really are better on the big screen. Now, I got a Fire Stick. I ain't ashamed to say it on this. I can watch damn near anything at home. But for certain movies, big budget movies, Marvel movies, certain things you just want to see on that cinematic screen with the right sound, with the nachos, like Rhonda said. Like, or Rhoda, I'm sorry. I keep calling to call you Rhonda. I always do that. I'm sorry, Rhoda. But like with the nachos and the Twizzlers. So there's something nostalgic about that experience that I still appreciate. The caveat to that is I'm too old to stay awake in these new movie theaters. The seats are too comfortable, Jason. They recline, you got cup holders. I get through the credits. I go to sleep 15 minutes into the movie. So I just spent $20 to take a nap in a recliner. That's my biggest issue. I think we need to go back to the basics so I can stay awake. Now, if you're a kid, you can stay awake. Once you're over 40, them lights go down, you recline that chair. I wake up at the end credits almost every time. So that's my biggest issue. They're too comfortable now.
Ashley, you still going to the movie theaters?
I do still go to the movie theaters for a few reasons. First, I like to go to the movies with my friends, and none of us can afford an apartment big enough for us all to pile into one apartment and watch a movie. So we have to go to a third location. Second, movie theater employee morale is at an all-time low. They do not care if you bring in snacks in your pockets. That's nobody has ever checked me for snacks, and I'm coming in with the big puffy jacket, and I have not been stopped yet. And then third, I think there is something to be said for some movies were meant to be seen on a big screen. Like there is an art to cinema, and I respect that. I respect that. It should be an experience. Not like that. I don't like the 4D seat shaking, water spraying experience, but just like seeing it all on the screen as it was intended. I do believe in that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I still go to the movie theaters every once in a while, but like what I love the fact is like no one goes. So, like you have a really good chance of going to a movie and you're the only person in there, which is awesome. And like my movie theater hack, what I do is I like usually sneak in a flask and then I get an icy at the counter, and it's a Coca-Cola icy and I make myself a Jack and Coke and have that. And that, you get lit pretty quickly on that. Deadpool versus Wolverine was fan freaking tastic because I was sauced a little bit, but it was great. So just saying. One thing I really wish they might want to bring back one of these days, they don't really have them very much anymore, but it'd be kind of cool to go to a drive-in movie theater now. Like the audio in cars have gotten so good
Exactly.
that you could really kind of like it'd be actually kind of fun. So
now, Jason, I got to piggyback on that one. They do still have a drive-in movie theater in San Jose.
Oh,
and me and my current girlfriend, one of our first dates was to that drive-in movie theater. And I ran into the same problem I ran into in the actual movie theater. Is like cars are really comfortable. The sound is good. I could bring in my 420. I got my drink. You know what I mean? Do you know we woke up at the drive-in and we're the last two people at the drive-in? Everyone went home. The staff, the security, it was just us. And when I woke up to her laughing, like, what the heck? And I went back to sleep and I looked around like, are we still at the movie? So you got to be careful with the drive-in, especially if you go to the late show. If you're under 40, you can go to the late show. Under 40, you got to go to the matinee. You got to go early as soon as the sun goes down.
Yeah,
but there is one in San Jose.
Yeah, no, I went to one back like 25 years ago. I went to one down in Santa Cruz, and yeah, it was really awkward because I was on a first date and we were like the only car that was not moving. And yeah, it was kind of interesting, you know, and then like just seeing these women do the walk of shame across the parking lot to the bathroom. Because that's the one thing about being in the, you know, in a drive-through is you're in a car or in a parking lot. That's basically what it is.
I
So.
mean, well, it's the reason why it's two movies, Jason. The first one is the one you want to watch, and the second one is the one you make out to, and then you go home.
Last subject. Let's have fun with this one. I just read on TMZ Tiger Woods, arguably the world's greatest golfer. He's now dating Donald Trump Jr.'s ex. Like it or not, do you like this relationship, Terry Dorsey?
How could I put this? Anyone fucking a Trump is good in my book. If you are Trump's over in any way, shape, and form, I salute you. I salute you.
Ashley, what are your thoughts? Would you ever hook up with an ex-Trumper or even Tiger Woods for that matter?
I will hook up with Tiger Woods. You know, you gotta go where the stroke game is strong. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
That's
true.
I would. And do I support his relationship with Don Jr.'s ex?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I now between Tiger Woods and Barack Obama, I know the Trumps hate to see a black man golfing. So that's I support that.
Rhoda, your thoughts?
Okay, when I first saw the headline, my first thought was, "Oh my God, Tiger Woods is dating Kimberly Guilfoyle."
Oh
Like,
yeah.
oh shit! And it's like, "Oh, the best is yet to come." I was like, "Oh my God!" But then I was like, "Oh wait, Kimberly is not blonde." So then I read more and I'm like, "Oh, okay, never mind." But whatever. They're adults; they can screw whoever they want.
Yeah.
You know. But when I was kind of disappointed it wasn't Kimberly Guilfoyle because that would have been, you know, something.
I mean, Kimberly Guilfoyle, if you don't know, she used to actually be married to Gavin Newsom.
I know.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so this is becoming one hell of a like, Eskimo brothers situation going on in the top tier of the world right now. And Tiger Woods' body count is like what, 2000 you'd say at this point. I don't know. So
I mean, he should be. He was the most famous athlete in the world. What's the point of being the most famous athlete in the world? I mean, come on, look at the pedigree. Will Chamberlain.
yeah,
When you're the most famous athlete in the world, you're gonna get a little extra, okay? And
true.
Tiger Woods just never struck me as I was really surprised more than anyone else that Tiger Woods was out here just swinging all over the world because he seemed like such a conservative dude. Can't read a book by its cover, man. And the fact that we're still talking about Tiger Woods' dating life lets you know his sexual prowess. Like people are like as you said, Tiger got that stroke. Plus -5 on the handicap side too, so he can even catch you on a bad day. It's interesting to say the least.
Well, what I respect about Tiger's game is the fact that he does not discriminate. Right now he's dating, a super high mega millionaire woman, part of the Trump family, yada, yada, yada. But, this is a man that cheated on his wife with a waitress at Stuckey's. So I'm just saying, you have a shot here if you ever run into Tiger Woods at any point in time. You're at a gas station, who knows, So, yeah, I don't know, but is he still a serial cheater? Like once a cheater, always a cheater, ladies?
I mean, well, he might have had his fill, Jason. This dude, he had a career, man. I mean, you got to think just to hit those type of numbers. He was at 10, 15 chicks a week, probably for a good 2-3 years straight. That is impressive. But I mean, a man can only do so much. He couldn't even finish his own golf tournament.
You sound envious, Terry.
Oh, very envious, man. I mean, what I do, what's funny? I love Tiger Woods. It's a shame that Tiger's empire crumpled the way it did because, there's 2 buildings at Nike. There used to be 2, and the 2 buildings, the 2 main executive buildings were the Michael Jordan building and the Tiger Woods building. He was the biggest thing. He was Nike Golf. And because he couldn't keep his sticks in the bag, he lost it. You know what I mean? And it's a damn shame. But I just have a lot of respect for Tiger, man. I think what he did for changing the game in the face of golf has never sounded the same since Tiger Woods. But on that same note, I can only imagine what Tiger Woods sounds like having sex, because I've heard his interviews, man. You know what I mean? Can you imagine if he like growls or something, like he leans into the, yeah, it's Tiger time, baby. You don't know what that type, because he's a freak. We know that. You
Yeah,
can't
but
have
he's
no
so
sex.
proper. I don't see him using dirty language in that way. Like, I've never heard him really trash talk on the golf course. Like, I don't think he's going to be using the word I'm coming, I'm coming. It's like, I'm arriving, I'm arriving.
He was waiting for that special time after the game. That's where he do his trash talking.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Hole in one.
I'm just hoping maybe this relationship finally like steers the media away from Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of over that too.
Yeah, ladies, are you over that relationship, or you're still on board?
I don't know. It's kind of like a chicken and the egg thing. People always complain that like Taylor Swift writes all these songs about her exes, but then people are so obsessed with who she's dating that why wouldn't she? So I don't know. It's I think it's okay. I think this is kind of it's okay. I just feel okay about it.
Rhoda, what about you?
I just want Taylor to be happy. That's all. So if she wants to be with him forever, that's fine. If she wants to move on, that's fine too. She should do her.
She has taken a lot of flack over the last couple of years with this relationship, and nothing more than the pictures of her with her absentee behind. It's been a lot of hate on Taylor Swift, and I gotta admit, I jumped on the Taylor Swift no cheat train early. I thought it was hilarious, but as you know, I'm a very hilarious comedian. I'm in LA all the time. And because I'm so funny, I do security in LA because that's the only thing that pays. And I got a chance to do security at the Grammys. And when Taylor Swift was arriving at the Grammys, you would have thought Barack Obama was showing up. I had the little thing in my ear, and they're like, Taylor Swift will be here in 30 minutes. I'm the door of the red carpet. I'm the very last security guard before you walk the red carpet. And they're like, she'll be here in 20 minutes. She'll be here in 10 minutes. It felt like they were doing a Travis Kelce or a football thing. You know what I mean? It was like, he's on the 10, he's on the 9. Like, it was crazy. But she appeared like a magician, bro. And I turned around and I was face to face with Taylor Swift. I'm 6'2". And I was face to face with Taylor Swift. And I got to admit something, man. She is way cuter in 3D than she is in pictures. A lot of people, and I mean, because nobody's speaking up for her. Everybody says she looks like a little mouse and she's just this tall, thin chick. How does she even have Travis Kelce? Taylor Swift is actually pretty. She's pretty. She ain't fine. She ain't sexy. That woman is actually pretty. And throughout history, we've allowed pretty women to not have bodies. And I think Taylor Swift is pretty enough to be this famous with zero curves on her body. And I just want to put that out there. If Taylor ever sees this, I appreciate Taylor after seeing her in 3D. Because in 2D, I got to admit, it does look pretty bad. It looks pretty bad, man. But in 3D, she's a pretty woman. I'll drink to that.
I'm sure that's gonna get the comments section going, Terry.
It's true, man. If you ain't seen it, you don't know. I saw it.
I'm gonna be sure to clip this part of the episode.
No, don't make a now. Come on now. I still gotta perform in Oakland, G. Now don't do that to me. I got Comedy Oakland coming up, man. Hold on.
All right, well let's wrap things up. I want to let you guys know. Why don't you tell the people where we can find you on social media and also upcoming comedy dates? Rhoda, go ahead and start it off. Where can people find you?
Okay, Instagram at rhoda.gravador. I'll be going up in Santa Rosa at the Barrel Proof Lounge on April 4th, if you're excited about that. And then I'll be doing my first Friday night show at the Function, the Bay Area only Black-owned comedy club. So I'm really excited about that. And that's April 18th, also a Friday.
Fantastic. Ashley, where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Trashly Monique. That's just my name with TR in front of it. And I'm going to be headlining at the Fate Collective in San Francisco on April 5th. It's a Saturday. And we're trying to pack it out. So if you're free and you want to come by, get a ticket. You can find those on Instagram.
And you have a special as well?
I do. Yeah, I have a Tiny Pony taping special. It is on YouTube. You can find that on YouTube.
Check it out, people. It's a really, really, really funny special. And finally, Terry, where can people find you at, and where are you going to be performing?
Well, I just launched my first OnlyFans. It's all feet pics, so I want to make sure y'all go check that out. Man, feet, it's time, fellas. No, actually, I have a new home for heavyweight comedy in San Francisco at Lions Den. We'll be doing the first show April 2nd, and we'll be doing every first and third Wednesday in Chinatown at Lions Den. So I'm very excited about that show. It's a very sexy venue. Everything, I mean, of course, I'll be bouncing around. I'm all over the place, but that's the show I'm most excited about.
That is awesome. Well, good luck with that show. I know how hard it is
Thanks,
to put on some of these shows. So,
and and I'm on Jason Toop's next show at Faction.
That is right, Faction Brewing. And I just want to say thank you very much for being a part of this. Also, as always, you guys can find me, Jason Toop's Comedy on Instagram, and also Alameda Comedy Works. All right, guys, this has been another Like It or Not. Thank you very much for joining us. See you later.
Peace.